Well, hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio and a Happy New Year for Yorkshire and Dream Team Wednesday. Evening, boys.
Evening, Ox. Yeah, delighted to be on for the first time in the new year. Good evening to everyone listening in, and a very happy new year to all the Blue Noses out there. I hope you had a good festive time, regardless of that result.
Big man. Stevie?
I'm just sorry, mate. I'm just about to come in there. I'd just like to say a big happy new year to all the bells all around the globe. I'd just like to say welcome to Dream Team Wednesday and the big station serving the nation. It's Dream Team Wednesday. Come on.
Well, we had to wait till Wednesday because we couldn't have used to first foot in it.
What did the rest bring you? Chocolate?
No, nothing, mate. Nothing. No, nothing. Nothing. Nah. Nah, poor, mate. Poor, if I'm being honest. Worst ever. You know?
Ah, well.
How are you, Stevie boy?
Oh, I'm absolutely over the moon. I was hospitality on Saturday. I was rubbing shoulders with a few ex-Rangers players.
Was that Saturday when you were out with all your pals at the game?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know me yesterday?
Oh, I was yesterday, so Saturday. Well done.
Truth coming out now, is it?
Well, I did have a few drinks, yes. No, aye, brilliant. I'm just totally mad. I've lost days and everything. I can't believe we're back at work and everything. Anyway, I was wining and dining, prawn sandwich loyal, and had a nice roast dinner and that. And oh my God.
Chatting to any ex-players on that?
Yes, I was. I was actually talking to Big Marv and I was talking to Jukebox Jury. And my God, the businessmen I was talking to and young boys and they're taking their flying lessons and I felt out my depth a wee bit, so I had to mention I'm part of Rangers Radio to get me back up the stakes, you know.
Executive producer.
Yes, well, I wouldn't say producing, but I've just said I'm a big part, an integral part. Keys came into the subject, you know, Keys, you know. It's a different life up there, lads, isn't it? Oh, dear.
I don't know. As long as you enjoyed it, mate. As long as how are you, Southside?
Aye, good, mate. Good. Apart from that result, had a good new year, mate. And just back to normal now, isn't it?
Aye. And obviously, it was a decent contest at Ibrox yesterday. I don't know what you thought yourself. I actually thought Kilmarnock well set up and came to play.
Mm-hmm. Aye, well, listen, the way I looked at it was Derek McInnes, he's got him gone. They're playing no bad and they've got a few good players. The wee guy Armstrong and that. And I thought when the big boy went right through the middle, no, if he scores that, it's a different game again, isn't it? But I'm sure we'll get through the game. But I would have been delighted with 3-1 before a Bobby's kicked Ox, especially after the Old Firm game, you know. You just want to get the 3 points in the bag and get into the break, you know. That's it. And you look with big Phil's come in, what he's done to day dot. I mean, I would never have thought last 16 cup under our belt and we've only lost one game. You know, it's actually no bad, is it?
Aye, I get it. Obviously, we're always disappointed, but the hangover lifted a bit yesterday, Southside. We started the game okay and with some decent opportunities. We hit the woodwork with a couple of one of the best efforts. Dessers put one on the post, Seamer put one on the post, and we had opportunities to open them up. But then there was a big moment. I don't know what Goldson was trying to do at the halfway line. I think he was trying to play off the ball, you know.
I think, you know, he came in with Vassell, and Vassell just seemed to stop, and he just seemed to keep going. And then I don't know, he just got the halfway line and he just stopped himself, didn't he, Goldson, and looked like, what am I doing here? And it was a through ball. But like you said, we had a few wee chances before that, but that was a massive save, Ox. That's what you expect Jack Butlander. That's what we're looking for him to do, make the big saves when the game was still at 0-0. because we didn't take the chances that we had, and theirs was the best chance of the game of the ones that had been created. Massive save for us, massive at that time, and obviously it leads on to us taking the lead in the first half, but aye, it was a great save, and he spread himself well when the boy was running through.
So when you were cheering that save, you were politely clapping, Stephen?
That's correct. I was clapping the front of my hand with the palm of my other hand, yes.
Yeah.
Old chap. And just let me tell you, you're totally right. Big Jack done superb. That boy scores that. That's a different game, by the way, because I just could not, and nobody in that stand probably were like, wow, how are we up to nothing here going to half time? Nobody seen it coming. You know?
We'll get to that, yeah.
Yep.
So then all of a sudden we've got the ball just down to the director's box, you know what I mean? And Redvan, I think Cantwell was involved, and the ball was played up to Dessers. And then he plays the ball of the match, if you're honest. He plays it, the directions finds kids after tough. Because it goes through, controls it properly. I think one, maybe two touches south side, and then puts it in the back of the net. Goal.
Aye, it was a nice wee touch inside for Ridvan, as you said, to Cantwell, who played it just into Seema. It was Seema played the ball down for him. But some pass, you'd expect a striker to know in that position where to put the ball, wouldn't you? Exactly where he would want it if he was making that run. And it was a great pass. Took the defender right out, and me McCausland just ran on it, one touch inside the area, and then just drilled it into the far corner. Took it with aplomb, didn't he? For a young boy, showed a lot of composure, but done the right thing. But you'd expect a striker today. Ox put it right in the far corner away for the goalkeeper. And it was a good move and a good finish.
Stevie?
There's nothing else I can add to that. The ball was exquisite, and the wee man's finish, he showed signs of maturity the way he finished that. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he didn't half belt hit it. No, placed it lovely, bang, good night. And absolute cracker, great finish, great ball. Delighted with it was.
And then it gets even better. A couple of minutes later, Golson gets the ball, chips it up to Seema, who he has it on his chest. The Kilmarnock player comes right up really tight to him. I think he actually helps Seema spin. You must have got a good view at Southside. And he spins, and the ball's went up there, and it's coming down. And him and Cantwell are going for it. Seema gets there first, and he volleys it right into the goal. What a goal.
Some finish. I thought at first the way the boy came in the back of him, he maybe gave him a wee nudge, and that's how the ball ricocheted right off his chest and basically all the two heads. It's the way he spins, and it's as if he just catches it. At one point you think Cantwell's going to get in the road, but what a finish right into the top corner, you know, absolutely put the foot right through it, and it was a great finish. Something that's about 14, 15 goals he scored this season already. But that's probably, off the top of my head, probably been about the best one he scored, would you say?
Oh, mate, he scored a lot of good ones. The
I know.
one at the PSV, mate, was again.
Oh, aye, that one, aye. But, you know, what a finish for what he done and how to take it on the chest and just finish it like that. It was some finish, mate. Superb.
Stevie?
For me, I think there was a bit of anger on it the way he finished it. Didn't have belt. It was a pure angry finish, man. It was some dig. Power and precision. Well, what a dig. There's nothing else you can say about that. The big man's been brilliant for us. He's in a couple of games where he's had a wee dry spell, but he's always contributing something else, and it's just that one there. He scored a few goals this season for us. The big man's been excellent. He's away at the African nations, isn't he?
Yes, but please do me a favour, don't mention dry spell at the moment. Fox might be listening, Stevie, that's all I'm saying. I wouldn't like to. You know? Aye. I'm just going to actually look at his stats, see my Southside, and see what he's done. And I'm actually going to compare him to Ryan Kent. Yeah? You know, who were playing the left-hand side of the forward line, if that makes sense, yeah?
You could probably compare him slightly, you know, to probably the way that he played the role. He's playing the role as, well, Kent may have come inside. Sakala, wasn't it? would have been more left and coming in and doing the same sort of job. He's probably getting the rewards because he's got pace. We're using him on the left and he can come inside like he did. He was more in the centre forward position when he takes that ball. But he's got licence to move about, Ox, and he's getting the benefit of it, you know. It's been successful for us.
How I wish we still had Fashion Sakala, mate. I know he missed the odd sitter, but who doesn't he? But I don't want to knock one of our own, but we could do a centre forward, if I'm being honest, Biggie.
Aye, but if we're talking about Seaman's rewards and what he's getting it for just playing off the left, isn't he?
Aye. You know? He works hard. He's sometimes he's not the most pleasing in the eye, and then all of a sudden he'll do something that's absolutely magnificent, Stevie. Yeah?
Aye, totally. Aye. Bring back Big Omar Sadiq, that's what I say. Talking about bringing players back. I was watching him in a game the other night. Oh, dear. Anyway, well, I would like to see these stats. You're talking about compared to Ryan. You're
just
talking
give me
about...
a second, mate. I'll have them all ways. I'll get them up just so we can have a look at it. But anyway, so because I'm 2-0 up at half time, and we started the second half, we were huffing and puffing a bit with it being fantastic. And then I suppose it's the biggest controversial minute of the game when they get a penalty kick. Well, let's be honest. There's no question that it hit John Suter's arm. Yeah, we agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he made one mistake. I've got to be honest with you. What he should have done is punched it out for a big kick. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what he should have done, Southside. But
listen, it's technically a penalty. I get it, right? But he's sliding in, and you know when defenders slide in on the right hand side, your arm does automatically going to lift up to a point. And if it'd been a lot higher, then they're mostly given. It wasn't too high, but it was enough to hit his hand, and you just thought it was going to be given. But no matter who gets it, Ox, whether we get one like that or against us, they're no great, are they? His horn wasn't dead high. And you probably need to know if that's going to be the rule all the time it happens, because some have been like that and some haven't been gave like that. But they gave it against us, which is fair enough. Technically, it probably is a penalty. But I thought if
I'm a wee bit old-fashioned, mate. I think it's got to be ball to hand for me.
Aye, deliberate handball. Aye, I know.
And then there's also got to be something to gain an advantage, like when you're trying to knock the ball away for somebody who could run in and go. Maybe I'm being a bit paranoid here, Stevie, but that's maybe how I see a penalty kick. Yeah.
Aye, you've got to reverse the rules. If it happened down in our box, would you be wanting a penalty kick? Well, it's as plain as that. So,
but just Stevie, but really for that, as low as it was.
Listen, if we go to the penalty kick for it, you would probably say it was a wee bit harsh. But you would still.
Would you shout for the penalty kick? Of course you would. Yes.
Aye.
Like when you see it and you see that the guy's he's not moved his arm towards the ball, he's got his arm where it is. Yeah, it definitely hits his arm. Would you then say, the ball just hit his horn?
The problem
the ball hits your horn's a penalty kick.
The problem we've got is all these rules, they're grey areas. If your horn's within your silhouette and if it's no out, and they keep moving. In my eyes, different countries are looking at stuff different. Scotland's looking at stuff different for Italy, and they would give a handball if your horn's down like that, and if your horn's up like that. There's too many grey areas. VAR was to stop all this. If it hits your horn in the box, it's a penalty. Doesn't matter if your horn's up there, down there, or what. It's meant to be a penalty kick. Then VAR was brought in to stop. Right, what can the guy do? The guy's with his horn's behind his back and it's still hit his arm. It's a penalty. There's just too many grey areas. It's no helping at all. And unfortunately, we're still going to be having this conversation a year down the line. We're going to say it was soft, you can't get it for that or whatever. We're going to be talking about it in a year to come. No less somebody goes with a hammer blow and says, this is the new rule. Hits your on the box penalty, no matter what.
I don't think that. I think that could kill football because good players like myself would just walk up and flick the ball into people's horns outside.
We've seen that tried enough for that mob across the city at Tynecastle. They tried it, running up and just chipping onto the guy's horn. Listen, it's a penalty probably because if the ball's getting crossed in, right, I get it. But like you're saying, was it deliberate? Did he intentionally try to block it with his hand? You're sliding in. Same when players make sliding moments. Sometimes people will raise their hands right up, their arm comes right up. And if it's up that above, above your shoulder and whatever, and it hits you, obviously, but he slid in and the motion was his arm come up a bit. But they gave it, and that's it. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the season when there's things like that happening, you know.
But the great thing from your point of view is how we responded, Stevie. We literally went right up the pot. The ball goes out to young Redvan. He cuts inside, puts a cross in, and Todd Campbell puts in the goal. Bang. Game done. Knocked the stuff in it.
Another great assist for the wee man. Good ball out, great finish for Cantwell. Can't complain about any of it. You're totally right. The timing it was perfect. They get the goal, gives him a glimmer of hope. You get down the park and kill it again. Absolutely brilliant. And that was it after that. Well, no way back after that. Can I just say I give Redvan my man of the match. I thought
Don't disagree. Don't disagree, mate.
Yeah, I give it to Redvan.
And I was involved in a lot. And I thought him and Seema linked up a bit better this time. And he was coming inside a wee bit as well and looking to get on the ball. As we said, you want to see him get a continuous run of games. That's what I said on here before when people were judging him. You need to give him a continuous run of games and see how he comes on. That's 4 in a row, or 4 games he's played. So usually he goes out injured or we don't see him. But under the time he's been here, he's hardly had a string of games to we can judge him. So maybe, this is him on his wee run, and he had a really good game on yesterday, a really good game.
I had a good game against the old Chamber of Secrets. So, I thought he had a no bad game there too. I think the breaks came at the right time for the boy because he's getting a run, do you know what I mean? That's what he needs. You're totally right. The boy needs a run to see what he can really do. I hear a wee innuendo that Verona's after him.
You're going to get a lot of talk. You're going to get a lot of talk, mate.
Aye.
You know what I mean? It's funny how the papers will be full of talk about players leaving if he starts playing well for the South Sider.
Aye.
So, would you disagree with Big Stevie's shout there? Redvan man of the match? I thought he had a good game. I thought he was a pick.
Aye, no, but I've said that myself, mate. Aye, he deserved man of the match.
I don't disagree. He looks pretty comfortable on the ball, and we talk about his size and all that. I think when the boys played up, I mean, listen, I know Bonner's maybe 6 inches tall, and young Redvan, but Redvan's maybe better than the air, if that makes sense. That's not a strong point of Bonner's game, Southside, is it? Either.
No. If you look at the way he comes in, Redvan's quite happy to go inside and come inside the park and try and go forward. We've seen that goal he scored when he went for the length of the park. His crossing's no great, but it might improve after a bit of time being having a regular run in the team. He put in a good ball in the first half for Dessers, who tried to glance ahead. I don't know if the defender got a touch on it in the first half, but he was linking the play a lot better yesterday. And it's maybe just a confidence thing in getting to know what Clement wants half him down the left-hand side. But I thought Seema helped him a bit yesterday, a bit more. And obviously you can start to get an understanding with him in the team if he was playing more regular and Seema's on the left. So it's just about developing relationships, Ox, and the team's been ravaged by injury for that long and the amount of games that we've played. I take my hat off to the team. I'm proud of what they've done. I'd love to have got the victory up there, but I've seen heart and desire for the team, and I know barring a couple of decisions the game could have changed it differently, but for the amount of games that we had and the effort that the team put in under Clement there, I thought they'd done really well, and now we can regroup, get a rest and have a right good go at it now going forward, but Redvan, hopefully if there's no speculation, mate, he stays and we start to see the best of him going forward.
Ox.
Yes,
Well, I always say we Radvan can get his legs and his passport photo. And he said there he's good there. That's what I was after. He's good there, but he can get his legs and his passport photo.
I'll rephrase that, mate. I'm not saying he's good in the air. What I'm saying is it's a bit he's getting that we've all worried about. And we've commented on it here. People will play big diagonal balls, but he goes up and tries to win it. He ain't any worse in the air than Bonner. That's only how I see it, because Bonner's got a lot of assets these games over the years, but he done it's not winning them.
Listen, I'm going to fling my hat in the ring here. Bonner has got a wonder left foot. His deliveries are wow, the way he curls that ball. I mean, and some of the times it's been pinpoint for the strikers to just nod it in. But that'll come. As Southside says, we Radvan gets a run. His deliveries will get better. His confidence will get better. And let's be honest, I think he's a better defender than Bonner. So that's just how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong, other people other way, but
he tackles well. He tackles hard, Steve. He's not scared to put his foot in.
Yep.
And he's played in Turkey. He's played in a lot of hard games over there, and he's played in Europe. He's got experience. The only thing he's lacking height. I was laughing when I heard Clement saying he's growing. I thought next time we see him, he'll maybe grow to 6 foot. But he said he's growing. I can see him growing, and I'm thinking you must be the only one. But in height, I was thinking about. But no, listen, I like him. We've just not seen enough of him, Stevie. No, we've not seen him regular like we want to see week in, week out. Bonner's always been in and regular and go to the big games, and wee man's been out injured for lengths of time and months of time, then come back, break down, go back out. So maybe now we'll maybe see going forward, we'll maybe see him get a run in the team. Listen, if Bonner's can sign a pre-contract and they're trying to get rid of Radvan, but they try to get rid of 2 of your fullbacks, you know. So I don't see that happening, you know. So I'm hoping he'll kick on, mate, and we'll get a wee run in the team. And the only thing he lacks at the moment is I see his height. But he's been done once with Hearts at the back post. That's it. You know? Aye, that's it. It can happen to anybody, mate.
Aye. Why?
You know? But he does compete in there. He does try and get up and compete. You know, he's no shy, mate. We just need him to give him a bit of time and hope if he's making this progress the last 2 games is where he's played pretty well. Hopefully he'll keep going then and he'll start to show us what we shelled out the money for. And whether he's there long term or no is irrelevant. It's just about getting him playing well.
Right, I'm going to give you these stats then, right?
Right, okay.
Just changing the subject. Big Seaman, right? He started 33 games for us, which is hard to believe. Sorry, 26 starts, 7 is subs, 15 goals. Yeah?
What was kids?
You're laughing at?
It's just unreal, isn't it? And the hard thing for me is he's no our player. Everybody was signed, he's no our player. No, that's the annoying thing for me. Everybody we brought in, no.
Keep that thing on 15 goals, yeah? 15 goals. Right. The last guy who played in that position started 206 games, 12 as sub, 33 goals. And in the last 3 seasons, scored 19 goals. Yeah.
You can compare him to Kent?
Aye, because that's who was playing in that position, mate.
Technically, aye, but technically Kent we used to be our creator. We wanted him on the ball to go and create. No, Seaman's slightly doing a different role. I know you can judge it to a point, I think, but Kent was a guy that we wanted to go and create all the time. We weren't putting Kent on the end of chances. Like, we were putting balls through for him, running through 1-on-1 with a goalie.
But they're playing in the same area of the pitch, Southside.
I agree with you 100%. Right. Kent's numbers were stinking for the time he was here. He should have scored a lot of more goals. But I'm just saying, Seaman, we're not asking always to go create. You know, I think if you use them, we're using them to go on the end of things or get in behind defence. He's similar to what we've done with Sakala.
I'm not saying they're the same kind of players, mate.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is they're both playing left in a 4-2-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they're playing the same position, and that's the numbers. Ryan Kent should have been getting 15 goals this season. Let's be honest.
Aye, his return was shocking. Let's be honest. His return was absolutely terrible. We were expecting more out of Kent, let's be honest, for the money we paid for him. You know? And Big Seamus, I mean, look, I know that we were wanting Kent to set goals up and get more assists probably, but it would surprise you that I think Big Seamus set a few up. I know he must have a few assists under his belt, you know?
Aye, he's done a few, mate. Right. I suppose we better get these phone lines open. They'll all be watching the darts tonight. Our first time we've been in competition in darts outside.
Well, I know a big game can throw a dart, but aye, nobody watch the darts. You can still watch the darts and come on the show. Watch it with the sound, and if you're that worried about the darts.
It's Dream Team Wednesday. What do you mean they're all watching the darts? They should be on this channel. They should be phoning in for bells at all.
You know.
That young boy saying, odds a days eat kebabs. I'm brilliant.
Who's your hero? Big Stevie for the drumming sets outside.
Aye, he was eating a couple of curry pies the other night, I know, I heard.
He's went quiet.
I know. I've got a text in, by the way. Somebody's having 2 curry pies tonight, they tell me. They purchased them and are sitting, eating them now as they're listening to the show. Stevie.
Who's that?
You can imagine.
Is it no buy one, get one free? No?
That could be. Maybe that's how he's got. That's how we got the 2, maybe. I just text him back, bad diet.
Aye, she's trying to get me in a diet a couple of times, but my feet keep taking me into the chippy. I can't help it.
Right, let's get these phone lines open.
Get the bells on.
Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Boxster.
Yes, mate.
It was good to see Mr. Raskin getting back in the grass again.
Aye, I was going to comment on me. Aye, obviously him and Dowell's come back in the last couple of weeks, you know. And obviously Golson's come back. John Lundstrom's come back. I thought Lundstrom done okay. And during the week, I didn't think he was great up at their place, if I'm being honest, but I thought he was okay yesterday. So the squad's coming back, Southsider.
Aye, it was good to see Raskin get a bit of time, and it was good to hear what the manager said about him. He's been trying to get back, working hard, wanted to get back and try and get back on the park before the break, and rewarded him. So it was good. And Lundstrom probably played through a bit of the pain barrier, maybe because they took him off during the game up there. But aye, he's fought to get back probably and play as well. And hopefully we'll see another 1 or 2, maybe a long-term injuries maybe coming back. Don't know if we'll see Ryan Jack at some point after the break, or we go forward without him because he's not reliable, or use him sparingly when he's fit. I don't know. And I don't know about Tom Lawrence, to be honest, either. I don't know what the situation will be on him in the injury front. You'd like to think...
Nearly 2 years, if we're honest, Southsider.
Aye, I know. It's something you're going to have to make a judgment with as well going forward, but you need to see if he's going to come back and just our old pal, Kemar Roof. We'll see what that brings over the next few weeks as well, whether he's going to make an appearance at some point.
Can I just ask you 2 fine, upstanding gentlemen, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a simple question. Is all right with that?
Yeah, on you go.
He likes simple questions.
I'll not make it too hard. I know who the panel are, right? And I just want your opinion on it because I value both your opinions. Would you give John Lundstrom another contract as we sit today? Stevie?
Do you know, the boy's been playing great recently. But I'm going to be controversial here and say no.
Give us your reasons.
Well, I just think some of the big games that he's non-existent. He's no got the pace. He's no. How can I put it? What's the words I'm looking for? Anyway, I'm sticking by my decision. I just think the big man's been on it for a wee while now. He's been playing not bad. I've got to say, I've got to heed true when it's true. But by God, when he's bad, he's woeful. It really is. And you've got to remember here, he's playing for a contract, and that's probably how he's been playing great the last few weeks. You know, I've said it's more than a few weeks, to be honest. Say the last 5 or 6 games, he's been really good. But he's playing for a contract. Is he going to continue that if he gets his 2-year, 3-year, or whatever it is they're going to give him at the Rangers? The problem I've got is I just think most of that team, we need to get winners in, and I don't think a lot of them have got winning mentality. There's a lot of guys there, been there a long time, and I think we need to slowly but surely start getting it together. And see, I mean, like Ryan Jack, I mean, for me, Ryan Jack's gone. If it was left to me, he wouldn't have been there, he'd be away. As soon as his contract's up, cheerio. See what you're talking about there, Kamer Roof and what's his name again? He's injured again and all.
Tom Lawrence,
Ryan Jack and Kamer Roof. What wages are they 3 boys on?
Oh,
You're talking a few quid every week, eh?
60, 70 grand going to the club every week, maybe.
There you go. Think what you could do with that.
Me personally, it wouldn't change me at all.
But when you change Prince, it would change you.
Right, right, okay, that's your point of view. South side, before we bring my first caller in.
I said ages ago, mate, I'd like to get rid of him. I know he's had a wee bit of form. And yeah, he's probably played through the pain barrier a few times, but his attitude was stinking at times in a Glasgow Rangers jersey. Too slow for European football. Might do a job up here in the Scottish League, but I want better than John Lundstrom out there in a Rangers jersey, mate. Just for me personally. But he's hit a bit of form. He can sit in, pick the ball up in the back three and that. He's not a big goal scorer for Rangers. Doesn't create a lot of chances when he's on the park either. He had a wee purple spell in that Europa League run. And then since then, he's only started to hit a bit of form. So for me, I wouldn't keep him at all, mate.
There you go. I thought I was being controversial to my wingman sticking with it.
All right, okay. Then we've been joined by William. Evening, William.
Evening, brothers. Happy New Year to all at Rangers Radio.
Happy New Year, mate. Happy New Year.
Right, Ox, I try and contain myself here. I'll try my best.
All right, mate. I mean, it's usually females that are like that when they speak to me, mate. But you take it easy.
I might do a bit of screaming. I don't know about speaking. The Old Firm game is the worst display of biased, cheating referee I've ever seen in my life. It's the worst display ever. Absolutely ridiculous, shocking. And I think what's behind it was, you could say the whole team of officials were Celtic fans. You could say that. You could say they've had the instructions from the man that runs the SFA. We want our team to win the league. We want the millions for the Champions League coming into our club, not their club. You can say that. I think it's maybe came for the police commander who said,
You're making big statements. You're making big statements there, mate. Remember this.
This is my opinion. No stating a fact. This is my opinion. It's all right to state an opinion, no state a fact. My opinion is that the police commander has told them we've got 60,000 out there. We've not got as many police because we don't have any away fans. We don't want them invading the pitch because their team get beat. We don't want them invading the pitch, their team goes 3-0 down. We don't want them to lose today because they could tear this place to pieces. George Square could get turned into a 1,000-piece jigsaw. We don't want any of that. And to me, I'm looking at the referee's decisions, Ox, were an absolute disgrace. Can somebody tell me, Ox, you do the stats, you tell me the last time Celtic had 7 yellow cards in one game?
I don't follow Celtic, but
Aye,
the controversial decisions was how the guy who scored the first goal, Johnson, McGregor, managed to stay on the park, and obviously you'll get the penalty debacle, mate. Yeah.
I mean, it's easy as thing in the world to hand out yellow cards if you've got absolutely no intention of giving that player a second yellow card. And that, to me, was his intention. He had no intention of giving any of them a second yellow card. And that's why you look at it. See, when people do the wrong thing, there's always ways to get caught out. People try to do the perfect crime. There's always ways to get caught out. And you look at that and you say, what's different there? When did the last time they get 7 yellow cards in one game and never get a red? When did any team in SPL get 7 yellows and never get a red? Look at it that way. The handball, it's the most obvious handball you'll ever see. Is it not?
What a ball agree with was, I mean, there was 7 yellow cards there one day long.
Aye, absolutely.
South side.
William, I said before the game, right, and it's a big decision in the game, right? This is why I'll talk about it, right? It's a big decision in the game. They only looked for a handball, right? They had their policemen, they had Clancy, fourth official.
Correct.
Who got Clement booked. They had Walsh, who's not been great, refereeing some of your games, and they also had Willie Collum and VAR, right? So what my gripe is, and it's my gripe for every game, it's not just this game, when a referee's got to go and make a decision, if it's his thing that's a handball and they've seen that, why did they not let the referee go and check it? He should have been called out to check that. The second thing was he gave a by kick, right? So that was the big thing, that whatever was communicated to eventually Walsh gives a by kick. There was no offside because they never looked for offside at all. I don't know, and I know it was a big debate at half time because we all got to watch it, and then for some reason somebody's come out and said, oh, there's an offside decision, but at that time there was no offside to be checked. It was a handball or no. And unfortunately for us, they chose not to get it. But my gripe for any game, William, is the referee should go and check most of the decisions. And why they didn't ask him to go and check it, I don't know. Because that means the game get refereed for the wee guy in the caravan outside.
Correct.
You know, when the referee's the one that should give the decision. But that aside, McGregor, 7 or 8 fouls in the first half and didn't even get booked for any of them. So, he didn't book maybe at times when he should have. But that was a big decision at the time, because if we get the penalty, you'd expect half to score and then it changes the game. Correct. But apart from that, I'm waiting to see what when Rangers can announce whatever they've heard vote back for the SFA. But they had their policemen.
The statement's out. We were going to come to that at the same time.
Okay.
Stevie?
Right. William, big Stevie for the drum. Where I disagree with you is, I don't think it would have been anything to do with the Coppers. I get your ratio on it. They would have been happy if decisions were. I get that, but Georgie Square and the stadium and all that, that's a wee bit mental. But where I do agree with you is, nobody's pulling the wool over my eyes. Clancy's a tyrant. Collum's a tyrant. The wee guy Walsh, you know what he has to, one eyebrow brigade. Now, I'm not saying we should be beating them without worrying about any referee's decision or VAR and everything. The difference between the two teams are they've got guys that are clinical and can put the ball in the back of the pocket, and our boys don't take my chances, right? That's the difference between the two teams, right? And there's a slim difference between the two teams, not a big difference, a slim difference. But they've got people that can finish and we've no. But if you're trying to tell me, after watching Kevin's Clancy refereeing the game at Parkhead, the game we beat them to, where you're not going to say nothing, he done everything in his power to give Celtic that game that day. And then you're watching the decisions. Now, why was that no mentioned? Why was offside no mentioned all that time? For about half an hour, you're in the second half before you even hear anything about an offside. what he's done is he's went, oh no, I've got this wrong. That is a stone wall. Neil Lennon's even telling you it's a stone wall penalty kick.
Peter Grant did.
Come up with something that's took them all their time to come up with something. It's took them nearly half an hour to come up with, oh, there's an offside there. So Rangers have asked for the VAR room footage to see what was said. And this is what stumbling block is. They're not to give Rangers it know how, because it wasn't mentioned. They gave a by kick. So the penalty was never, the decision was never mentioned, you know what I mean? So there is jiggery pokery going on. You're totally right. Any comment, even, see if you were to be honest, no, they wouldn't be honest. Even any other football team out there apart from the kiddie fiddlers, you're talking, if you're honest, you would say, there's something no right there. And I agree with you to that extent, but we should be beating them without any refereeing decisions. There's been 2 games this year, and twice we've been done with big decisions. And I get why people are looking at it. But the difference between the 2 teams for me is they've got a guy there who'll take his chances, and our big man's no. No, that 15 yards in front of the boy, and the Canadian boy, and he caught him, and he couldn't even get shot away, big Deserts. That's poor Berry man's standard. You know, my boy's breaking into the Yoker first team, and he was, honestly, he was saying, Dad, how did he even get a shot away? He's got to even make the keeper save it. If no, use your heat, throw yourself in front of him and go for the penalty kick. But anyway, no, I agree with you to a certain extent, William. There is jiggery pokery going on, and you would need to be Stevie Wonder to see it's no.
Aye. I mean, I have to tell you, leading up to an Old Firm game, never mind the way things are at the moment, the Rangers team would be taken into a room with the police earlier in the week, and they'd be told in no uncertain terms they don't want any trouble with the crowd. Same with the Celtic team, and then the officials get the same. But at the moment, we've seen how they reacted to their defeat to Kilmarnock, how they reacted to their defeat to Hearts. What do you think would have happened if we'd hammered them 4 or 5-0? What would have happened with that crowd? The Green Brigade.
Yeah, but you've got to remember that before any controversial decisions were made, William, they were run up.
Aye. Can I say something about this clip they're showing in this offside? When I stopped refereeing, I did filming football matches for a while. I filmed for some of the senior clubs. Some friends of mine, they were in a film club, and we got asked to do this. And we went and filmed for certain clubs and closed doors games. We did a junior cup run to the cup final in 2010 for Largs. We did all their games apart from the final. We couldn't get into the final because BBC Alba had that, they wouldn't let us in. So we did all the games. So I've got a lot of experience of filming football matches and editing the tapes. And I can tell you, if you move that film a couple of frames, that's less than a second, you would see Seaman would be onside. His foot would be on the ground and he would be onside. Just a couple of frames. That's all you need to do. That clip, see if you zoom in that clip, you can see the ball is halfway up Lundstrom's leg. So it's not an accurate clip.
For me, if that is factual, and it remains to be seen, we'll come to that after the show. I mean, if VAR's to be used, VAR is then going to award the penalty, and then the penalty's going to be checked.
That's right.
Southside,
that's exactly right.
Happened, yeah.
Aye, 100%. The thing is, listen, they were banging the drum about penalties, right? We've heard that they drummed it up. They've been drumming it up for ages, and just by chance, we get a penalty, which should have been given. But they chose not to. And that's just the facts of the matter, and it'll be interesting just to see how he's going to explain himself, you know, because everybody could see he handled the ball and knocked it out the park. So it was either did he handle the ball, did he intentionally hand the ball and all that.
I've got Rangers
Have you?
Right,
all right. Aye, on you go, bud.
Give me 1 second. You carry on with your answer and then I'll...
But like I said, William, that's only one big decision in the game that could have changed it. As Stevie said,
they could have done 8 or 9 players.
I think for certain fouls in the game, McGregor especially, he got away with a good few. I think he'd 7 or 8 in the first half, and you'd expect somebody to pick him up and give him a booking at one of them. There was also the elbow on Seema. Yeah, it wasn't clearly conclusive, but it was an elbow that caught him in the face. But listen, we've seen things. Listen, Alfie got a goal against. Remember, Alfie got one disallowed up there a season or two ago. I know, be a wee bit. We've been on the wrong end of the decisions lately against them, and VAR should be there to make sure that this doesn't happen, because we'd watched it all for years. We've watched decisions. Remember, David Robertson scored an onside goal at Ibrox, and that get chopped off. We've had goals chopped off for other place, but like we should have been good enough to beat them on the day. And if we took certain chances when we had them, especially Dessers, McCausland was unlucky. Hart made a good save, but a striker that we should have sniffing about there. If Ruth had been on that park, he'd have been there to tap that. And Dessers wasn't at the inside looking for it, But it's done. It's done, mate. And we'll just have to wait. Once Sox reads the statement, we can find out a bit more.
Something about, when you talk about what they're getting away with, if you look at last season, they could go 6 or 7 weeks without getting a yellow card. See, if you look at Postecoglou at Spurs, 15 games, 42 yellows, 4 reds. There you go. That's his tactics down there. His tactics up here to get away with murder. Look at what he's getting down there. 42 yellows, 4 reds in 15 games.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Right,
Stevie,
carry
you ready?
on.
Yeah. Listen, it's not going to change the world, this statement. You know what I mean? Don't get...
No,
don't... I think we're going to do that. So, just before a Rangers spokesman said, this is, I picked this up and follow. Rangers FC today met with the Scottish FA officials to discuss the VAR handball, calling a subsequent miscommunication from Saturday's Old Firm match. From the meeting, there was an overriding consensus that the VAR decision of no handball was incorrect. Having listened to the audio, there was no mention of potential offside at the time of the handball decision. Rangers are also deeply concerned that the haste at which the erroneous no handball call was made. Rangers had appealed to the SFA to release the audio and explain this decision and future contentious decisions involving all clubs to the public, the paying public who pay their wages, everybody's wages, so we know what's happened, as would be common practice in England for such a decision. The club has made a number of specific requests and it hopes the Scottish FA will respond in order to improve matters going forward. So they've took it away and looking at basically nothing's changed at this moment in time. Stevie.
Listen, it's basically what William's saying. Rangers are asking for stuff. Will they get the tools that they're looking for? Probably no. The tools are already there. It's how they're using them and who's using them. That's the bottom line. As William says, if you take that VAR footage, the offside back a second, that could be 3 clips on his own side. We'll never know that. It's the guys that are using it all know that. The tools are there to sort all this carry on it. It's the people that are using it are causing it because they're part of a regime, by the way. That's how I look at it.
Correct.
They're a regime. And by the way, propaganda. By the way, I'm doing my tax return shortly. I'm going to phone the SFA for that supercomputer they've got.
Aye.
Remember, they never get their email. They never get their email. Remember that one, Willie?
Aye.
They use the same computer that the post office was using back in the 90s.
Well, hopefully I'll get to jail then.
But anyway, listen, I get your frustrations, William. I mean, but I was angry myself. I'm not naturally one that blames referees. I never have done, playing or watching the game. I get annoyed with this individual decisions, but recognise you need a referee to play a game of football. But when you've got VAR there in a professional capacity and you get that decision, and the other one that annoyed me was the elbow and Seamer, because obviously they've also got to look at that, and it was dangerous play. They don't look at bookings, if you think what Big Seamer got a red card for at Ibrox, against the day, and you think the challenge on Goldson is a much difference?
No. That was a shocker.
Anyway, we'll be joined by our Smurf. Evening, Smurf. How you doing, mate?
Aye, no bad. Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year, Smurf.
Yeah.
Just, I was just thinking about Seema there, there's been a lot sort of in the media about him.
I see
Brighton
Big
one.
Stevie's Servientes, sorry, I said Seema gets sent up, it was Servientes, sorry. Carry on.
15 million, sort of, they're quoting that Brighton want for him and stuff like that. And I was sort of looking into him, and it was, I think, when he signed for €8 million for Brighton. He's never played a competitive game for him. He went to Stoke. I think he played 2 games that season for Stoke. Went over to Angers in France. Played 35 games, 2 assists, 5 goals, and they get relegated. He'd come, and you think of the game that he played there in Spain against Betis. He looked every bit a £15 million player there. But I just think he's been really hot and cold. What do you think his true market value is? I mean, considering when he leaves us at the end of the season, he's getting into the last year of his contract, and then everything's in his hands then,
English Premiership player. With Brighton, the way they sell players, you'll not be far away for that figure. Southside.
Aye, 100%. They could even extend his contract if he wanted to, and then move him out in time. I don't think they'll use him. I think he's blew hot and cold a wee bit. His wife had a baby, and that, so he sort of said he had a few sleepless nights and stuff, and he didn't hit the back of the net, and he was a wee bit off for him, Smurf, Happy New Year to you, mate, as well. But I think now he's starting to fire again. He's got a good position. He can come off the left. He can come inside, like you've seen with his goal, the one he scored with a chest. And he's been fruitful. He can make the run in behind defences and make them turn. Sometimes he looks a bit clumsy, I agree. He sometimes looks a bit clumsy. He's about to fall out of the ball. But I think, apart from the one that he headed out against them last week, he's been pretty good at being good at the front post for us and defending corners, and he's also been good in the air at the other end. But I don't think we've got a chance, Smurf, for really signing him. I think Brighton paid 8 or 9 million for him, and regardless of form, if he's doing well up here and clubs are watching him, he's away at the African nations, depending on what Senegal, I think it is, in it. So whatever they do and how far he goes, and if he does quite well there, somebody will come in and maybe take him, mate, to be honest. I think deep down in my heart, and it's like, all right, he might be loving it now and stuff, but once you go away again and you get back to Brighton, and then clubs come and look at you, and then you'll have a look at where he's going to maybe go. It might be a permanent deal as well, but I think he's out of our price range, to be honest.
Oh, I know the £15 million mark. There's no way we'll ever be spending that. But I just think, going into the last year of his contract, etc., he's never going to get a game for Brighton. I don't know. I don't know if we'll get that money from him, but as you say, it's a crazy market down there, And that was it. But I just don't know what we're going to do going forward, because we've got, listening to you earlier on with the Lundstrom situation, it's a pity he just doesn't. Ryan Jack got a year's extension that he should never have got.
I agree.
And I just don't. Lundstrom's been playing really well recently, but he is playing for a contract, and a number of games, maybe I can think of 2 or 3 where maybe he's lost a ball and he's gave up a ghost, chasing back. I can't abide it. I can't tolerate that for Rangers player. I don't care how well he's playing now. I think we've got to let him go at the end of the season. Honestly.
That's interesting. Do you think we should have a wee poll, Smurf? We'll have a poll. What do you think?
I think that'd be a good idea.
Keep it simple. John Lundstrom, new contract, yes or no? Simple as that, yeah?
Aye.
What about you, William? What about you?
I think no. I think let him go. We need somebody a bit fitter.
Yeah.
I think his fitness is not up to it.
Interesting.
I think we need to let our manager bring his own players in. And
what about if the
have
manager wants to give him a 2-year contract? What about that, Southside?
Well, need to back the manager, wouldn't I? I mean, he's playing all right. He's no good in tight situations, right? He's no good when he's shut down quite quickly and they're trying to play wee 1-2s and that, because you've seen him lose the ball or get caught out. I've seen the ball he played across to Alfie, cost a goal against him, and sometimes he always tugs the player back if he loses the ball. He's not a goal creator. Doesn't create a lot. He doesn't score a lot of goals for us. He might do a job now and what we want him to do, pick the ball up deep and knock it on and that, but nah, we need somebody more dynamic. His height and build, 100%, something like that, but you need somebody quick, fast, and a goal-scoring midfielder. That's what we're looking for. John Lundstrom, he's had good times, but look at the period of time we've had him and how good's he actually been. You know,
right. Have we stumbled on a replacement?
He's already there, isn't he, Ox?
Have we stumbled on that? Would you agree with that, Stevie?
Yep, big Dujon.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Big man's looking apart, by the way. 100%. Fit, young, intelligent. Reminds me of myself. Definite silence.
Those things fell off his chair.
I had to pick myself up off the flare there. I was more when he said fit. The rest of it might be right.
I thought he just couldn't read the script.
Can I just say something to Smurf, by the way? He's totally right about Ryan Jack. He got a year's extension he should never have got. You're spot on.
Did Ryan Jack get a year's extension because he's Scottish?
Probably because of the... Aye, you're probably right. But listen, Kamer Roof, Ryan Jack, the other boy I mentioned, you mentioned 70 grand. Think what you could do with that 70 grand. 70 grand a week. Deary.
I'll not be far away from that, mate, you know.
And on see on the John Lowston thing, is that not what we're asking for? To take all that role? That was his... Oh.
Young Raskin's missed a bit of games and all, didn't he?
This is the problem, isn't it? This is the problem.
But I think that'll stop some of the bits and pieces with Big Phil in charge. William?
Oh, I think he's going to red the place. Maybe not in January. I think he'll bring 2 or 3 in January. I think in the summer he's going to get rid of a lot. Because he's a winner. He wants to win. And he can see there's a lot of excess baggage in there. With, as you say, Ox, and big wages. Some guys that are never playing.
Aye. They're affecting your club. Right, I'm going to come back to you after we have a tune, but I'm just going to first impressions on Fabio yesterday. Right, get yourself a mute, lads. We're going to have a tune.
As we go marching down the Paisley Road west, the doors and the windows open wide, you will hear the people cheer, the Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. For we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. As we go marching down the Paisley Road west, the doors and the windows open wide, you will hear the people cheer, the Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. For we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, well, back, gentlemen.
Yep.
Yep.
Right, okay. Fabio, first impressions. Southside, we'll go to the boys as well.
I like the long sleeve tappy one.
Nice jersey.
But I thought it.
One, didn't he? He looked about 10 years older.
He ran about and I thought he could have laid one off when he was venturing towards the goal, but I was thinking you're going to have a shot here, which he did. Looked lively. It's going to take him time to settle in, but probably just to go out and get a wee sample on the Ibrox turf for him. I know he's done it before once with Porto, but just too good to see him on the Parkocks.
I'm not listening. It was only a cameo. I get that, man. Stevie?
I was shouting for Deserts to come back on. I'm only kidding on. Listen, how can we judge anything in 20 minutes? Come on, man. I liked his hairstyle right enough, you know. I like a kind of semi-perm, yes. And the big plus for me was the long sleeve shirt, yes. I agree with my wingman once again.
Aye. William?
I like the look of the guy. I liked him. Looked quite keen. I mean, it looked like he's maybe not up to speed with his fitness kind of thing. So he's maybe come in at the right time where they're saying he'll get in this, they're going away this training camp. That'll be ideal for him. A big Phil will be along and knocking him into shape. But I think he could be a good signing for us. He's a boy. He's looking to relaunch his career. I think he'd be quite keen. I'm quite keen. Aye.
Smurf?
Well, he certainly looks as if he's got a fair amount of physicality and a lot more mobile than poor Dessers. I feel sorry for the guy, honest to God. He should be taken out. If we had somebody to replace him, he needs taken out for anything good. But he's mobile, isn't he? And we've not seen enough, but quality-wise, but he's certainly more mobile, and that's going to help us. Just a wee point on McCausland and all. I saw him in that game, the last few games he's played, and he's playing out wide, but he's always drifting inside. I know we don't have a right winger, as it were, but I'd love to see that boy getting a run in the number 10 position. I think it is a right turn in that position. I really do. I don't know what you think of that.
I think he's got potential, mate, as his game develops. Often young players, I know it's different, where players start their career, and i.e. Richard Gough right back ends up at centre back Southside as your game develops and you.
I was just thinking Ian Redford signed him and played him at left back. Aye, listen, Smurf, he's a number 10 when he plays for the B team, right? He is direct. I've seen him a couple of times pick the ball up against Hearts, I think, at Tynecastle, and there was another game recently, I can't remember who it was against, but he picked the ball in the middle of the park and he went totally direct at them, because he's got no fear and he'll drive. See, the thing is, when he's running with pace and that, he's got the wee pass in him as well, which he can release. I've noticed he comes inside because he isn't really a winger, mate, but he's doing a good job. Sometimes he'll go down the wing, but he's got no fear. He's shown confidence. Players will maybe work him out in time as the season goes on, maybe, but he's easily pushed off the ball because he has to build himself up. But I think it's great to see him in the team. I think he's done really well. I think even the game up there against them, he showed that he played well in the game. I thought for who turned up on the day, he was one of them that sort of turned up for being a young boy. never froze. We've seen loads of players over the past go up where Rebo never showed up in his first game up where Daniel, whatever he was called, for Ahmad. Thing we had for Man United, he didn't show up in that. There's loads of players done it, but I thought he done all right. So he's took his chance and he's doing all right, but he's playing out of position slightly, but he's doing well, mate, for what he's doing, I believe. You know, I'm excited about him. He will certainly get a lot better.
I think, I just think, you know, he's in that number 10 role, as you say, he's direct, he's got loads of pace, and he's got, you know, he can see a wee pass and he can get by players. And I just think that he would attract a lot of free kicks and maybe penalties, you know, in that role. But as you say, he's developing and it's needs must. It's all hands to the pump. We know the injury crisis we've got, so you know he's doing a job.
He'll be delighted where he's playing and he's learning that, getting more strength to his ball. Yeah, he's scoring goals, and if he starts scoring goals and making goals, he'll get a pick where he plays if you do it over a long period of time. But so far so good, Stevie. Then William.
Aye, listen, I'm delighted for the wee man. He's one of us. He's a bear. He's for good stock. And I actually like it when he drops his shoulder and cuts inside, because then when he beats that first player, there's always maybe to have overlap, and he can play him through or he could have a pop. So it's giving you options there. But he always contributes in a game. I mean, he always does an assist or he contributes something in a game, even when he doesn't score, a young boy. And let's be honest, we're talking about money for players and stuff like that. He's got European experience under his belt now, all for him, everything. As a young pup, and he's only going to get better for us. No matter where we play him, he'll play for that jersey. God be Ross McCausland. God help
There's a lot to be said for that. A lot to be said for that. I think we need to be signing Mary Warren. I'd like to see Shanklin coming in, you know.
Aye, we're a bit old now, right enough, if I'm being honest, us three. But William?
I really like McCausland. I was delighted to see him getting a goal. Absolutely delighted. The Irish young teams that I've seen, they'd run out three. They're tough as nails, the Irish boys. They're really, really tough. They're so direct, as Stevie was saying. They're direct. They know what they want to go for and they go for it. And if you get in their way, they'll run over the top of you. They're tough. They're streetwise, you know. And I think that boy's he's got a lot of skill. I'd like to see it. I mean, I loved seeing him getting the goal. Up until the goal, I think previous games we're not getting enough final product. You know, we're not getting enough end product out of what he's doing. Okay, he needs to put a better pass in, or he needs to get more shots on target or whatever. But I like the boy. I love him to bits. I really do.
William, by Irish, you mean you're an Ulsterman?
Aye. That's what I mean. I should know that.
It'll be interesting to see how he pans out as he develops outside these numbers. Of course, these numbers have got to improve, you know, if you're playing in that position like we talked about. I mean, he scored in Europe. He's played the cup final winning team. He's now played in all forum games. And by the way, he showed a tremendous attitude when we did the 10 men. He gave it everything he had, didn't he?
Aye, he gets stuck in. Listen, he's going to try his heart out. He's played for a club, but he loves, isn't he? When we signed him, I think, for Linfield. He's developed, and in the B team, there's a big gap between playing in the B team. A year ago, he was playing in the Lowland League. You've got to look at that and all, you know. And there's another, Smuffers, the other boy I think's a cracking player, Albert will tell you, Aaron Lyle. Aaron Lyle plays in the midfield and he's a cracking player. He's 20, same age as Ross McCausland. But he's been on the bench here and there. He's had a wee game once or something. Another boy, and hopefully if he keeps training with the first team, maybe Clement might see something in him and he might think that he's worth a chance, because anytime you watch him for the B team and him and McCausland, the two of them are outstanding for their age level, you know. But now we're not playing in that. We're just playing exhibition games and that. So I don't know what exposure the boys are getting a lot in the B team, and although we're in the Challenge Cup and stuff like that. So we've got to find something for them to try and bring them on. But Ross has come in and he showed no fear. And like you said, he's part of a cup-winning team. He's played in Europe, he's scored in Europe, he's playing in big games now. And it's brilliant for him to watch. And one of the boys that all right, we signed him for Linfield, but he's been in and we've developed him, and hopefully he's going to kick on and be a success. And I think he'll probably change position in time. It's just his physique. He needs to obviously fill it and get in the gym and try and fill himself out a bit. But he's got good balance, good technique, good vision. And he's just a joy to watch. I love watching him, you know, especially when you've seen him toilet.
If I'm picking any hole, Southside, if he's going to play in a midfield sort of role, like right in the middle, he's got to be aware of his defensive duties. If I'm picking any holes, he's been caught a couple of times ball watching.
Aye. Obviously, him and Tav were exposed in Betis, weren't they, when it was quick one-touch football, and that left back left him for dead. Miranda. Can happen to anybody. But in the Scottish League, it's like we say all the time, all our forward players have to be switched on when they're up the park. They've got to come back and track back. But all part of his development. And I think Clement and the system and the style and the hard work, and he wants the team to all work for each other. I think it's only going to benefit Ross McCausland, because we've got a real manager that knows his stuff in charge. And he will develop him and starting to make the ordinary players look a bit better, isn't he? For a period of time that they've been there.
Southside.
Aye.
You said he needs to fall out a wee bit. Maybe he should come up with me at half time, man, and get a couple of curry pies on him, man.
I used to get a few chippies and kebabs into him, I think. No, but he needs to fall out. But that's the only thing he's lacking at the moment, you know, and a bit more game experience and game management, as you're talking about, Ox. But it's great to see him in there.
They shouldn't have took him away to Spain for a week. They should have put him up with Big Stevie's house for a week.
Aye.
Can I just say, lad, I'm not wanting to change the subject here, but I'm going to give you an exclusive. Now, I will be bringing a clothing range out of my Dream Team Wednesday t-shirts. And if you want any of these things for anniversaries, birthdays, or weddings, or anything like that, I'm sure me, Southside, and Ox will put pen a t-shirt for you. Okay, people, stay tuned.
Do they work in the wet or dry?
No, but I think we'll get a lot of the lassies will be going to do lally for them. I know that we'll make plenty for charity this year. That's all proceeds will be going to the Rangers Radio Charity Fund. Anybody would like a Dream Team T-shirt, Wednesday Dream Team T-shirt, just contact the show through the appropriate chat.
Stevie, if you need help with a sewing machine, my mother-in-law's got one of the karaoke sewing machines. Ken the one. It's a singer.
A singer.
William, thanks for the call. Hope this stranger will speak to you soon, all right?
That wasn't too bad. Anyway. Come on, give the boy my credit.
I didn't hear what you said, Stevie. I don't know.
You know,
never mind him, he doesn't.
Oh, they'll be flying off the shelf. We'll be joined with Gary. Evening, Gary.
Evening, Ox. Evening, everybody, and Happy New Year to you all.
Gary's up.
Some great talking points tonight, guys. Yeah, I mean, just a couple of things about the kind of the kind of shenanigans on Saturdays regarding the officials. I've noticed in all his interviews, Big Phil's mentioning it all the time. He's no letting this go, and quite right too. It's so good to see somebody who's up front and kind of in charge of the club. You know, I've had enough of this. Enough of the years of dignified silence. So this kind of has to be addressed. But like you said, that wasn't the reason we lost. But it is an issue. It is an ongoing factor. And you know, we have to start standing up for ourselves. So I'm glad to see Clement is kind of sticking with this one. And then about the kind of players, I agree about Lundstrom. I think for me, see apart from Butland, and I'll give McCausland a bye because he's just kind of finding his way in the game. See, to be honest, I think everybody in that outfield, and I know it's not going to happen in one goal, but we could upgrade all of them, in my mind, to be honest. You know, talking about Big Seamer being hot and cold, I mean, he will be out of price range, but I think I think we could get much better value for money, and it's consistency we're looking for. You know, I said
15
before,
goals in your debut season coming for the left.
Oh, listen,
It's
he's
gonna be
been
hard
great. He's been great, this one, but I just think for the money we would probably have to fork out. But this is where your scouting really comes into play and kind of is worth its weight in gold. So, you know, we've got the new kind of director of football in now, so let's see what he can do. But it's you know, Saturday apart, it's Clement under his reign has been pretty much flawless, absolutely no complaints, and yeah, excited to see what the second half of the season brings.
All right, mate. All right, the first orders have come in for the T-shirts, Stevie. All Bear says you take a small medium.
I'll need to get him one with a wee pocket on it for his chop. Or else.
Oh, don't mention snooker. Somebody's not recovered for the drubbing he got last week.
Oh. That's good. So the T-shirts are coming in. Anybody would like a T-shirt, contact Rangers Radio.
Just to know, John Lundstrom, the poll was 55% would give him an extension. Southside.
See, I think that's right. We've actually put up with half of this squad, not even this squad, other players that we think's actually great, but they're not good enough for Glasgow Rangers at all. We've just accepted what we've been gave, and he plays every week and he's this and he turns up and all that. Aye, I get that. But as Harry says, this squad, the vast majority of them have got to go. We've got to look to get better in. You know, it needs an overhaul. And Big Phil will be the guy to do it. But Lundstrom, I get that he's playing all right now and that. But no going forward. No. You've got to go out and get better than him. Like I said, somebody has size and build. Aye, athletic, can score goals, can go and run a midfield. You know. And if we can, people go, well, they cost a lot of money. Aye, someday. But if your scouting's good and you bring the right people in, and if Raskin can be as good as they think he was going to be and get on the ball, maybe not get away as much because he gets about the park, gets on the ball, and maybe going slightly forward in games and that. He's had a wee shot at goal and that because he plays more forward for Belgium under 21s than he did in the Rangers jersey under Michael Beale. So maybe Clement will maybe put him further forward at times, but one goal scoring, tackling, fast, mobile players. John Lundstrom's no that. So no.
It's new went to 60-40 to give him a contract.
Was it? That must have been listening to what I said then.
You put up a great argument.
I know they've all just went, he's talking mince, get up.
The poll's been hacked.
I just got a text in saying I was getting put in the transfer list because I'm not giving Lundstrom a contract.
The Russian puddle drinkers have hacked the poll.
It's listen, it's all about opinions. Listen, it's when you get off the rodeo, isn't it? Let's be honest, 6 months ago, nobody would have gave John, Andy Phillips would have gave him one. But he wouldn't have been popular. But he's had a run of consistency. But if we are going to give him a contract, and it's enough, let's make sure it's not a 4-year deal, William, yeah?
Aye.
A year golden contract for me.
For John Lundstrom, no. I'd let him go. Stevie Smith,
I know you've said that, but
I think he's past it. I think
he's 29 years of age. He's 29 years of age. He's not going to accept a 1-year contract, let's be honest. And then you've got the problem that this time next year you can walk away for nothing. If you're going to do it should be a 2-year deal and that 2-year max, and then you can sit down in a year if it's gone well. We made that mistake with Connor and arguably Tav, even though their level of attendance is pretty good, Stevie. But 4-year deals at that age, no.
Nah, I just said that. I was saying that as you were saying it. He's at the age where he's going to be looking for something long term. But if he wants to stay with us, 2 years of base you would give him. You would look at him well the first 12 months and say, right, what's happening? He could argue his point again for another 2 years. But for me, Southside's right. I'm not saying we're accepting mediocrity, but these are some of these guys, serial losers, or some of the guys don't get the fight and desire to pull that jersey on. And it's new time, as I can't remember what caller it was that came on and says, we're not going to do it overnight, but we need to start getting rid of these people slowly but surely.
Aye, I mean, there's a lot of players out of contract. You've got a lot of fringe players, you know, people that are only getting games for us. It'll be interesting to see what Big Phil does. Gary?
I totally agree. I mean, I think, with Lundstrom, if it is, absolutely 2 years max series, 4-year deals that were just getting handed out willy-nilly to people. And Southside's right. I mean, it's kind of these guys, when you're absolutely brutal about it, despite the great performances they've gave us here or there, see when you get to the bottom line, look at their trophy haul. Nowhere near good enough. And sometimes I'm guilty at myself. You get blinded by, a run of good games and you get a wee bit kind of misty-eyed. But when you look at the cold, hard facts, the trophy haul for the old guard is just nowhere near good enough for where we want to be. That's just the bottom line in my eyes.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens if we can improve that this season, because let's be honest, we've got a chance. We're still on 3 trophies and we've won 1 already. Let's be honest. And if we win more games in hand, that is game on. And even though we were sick because we was on Saturday, the game's still on. Stevie?
Aye. Can you go to the south side now, mate? I'm in the middle of something here.
Aye, obviously the orders are coming in thick and fast for the Lyle t-shirts. Stevie, south side.
I just forwarded him a text there. It must have been a big order. I never noticed myself. Listen,
was it a big order? Was that you ordering one for Alex Kelly?
I think that was jumbo size, mate. I'm not sure. I don't know if we can go that far yet. I just need to check that out. But Lundstrom, listen, he's playing all right in that, and his contract's coming up. He had a purple patch in the run into that, the Europa League and that. But look how many games he's actually turned up and played really well. Many man of matches. Do you see him taking the game by the scruff of the neck and driving us forward in that? His goal tally over a season for the time he's been there, what he contributes. He can do a job in certain times, but we've got a manager now that's maybe going to be more forward thinking than the other two that we had, and maybe he'll see the game slightly different. And maybe if he wants to, if the manager gives him a year or two, I'm arguing we don't give him a 4-year contract, never near that at all. But apart from that, that'll be up to the manager. But I don't think John Lundstrom might be in his plans going forward. No long term, I don't think.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting who still wears come end of January, and also be interesting Smurfs who still wears come end of the summer.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you get your loanee, as good as he's been, going back, get guys that are out of contract. You've got the Cole that you're left with, and then you've how many sort of youngsters you can integrate into the side if there's any. You get the duds that have players that have signed this year that have shown up with the duds that you've got to try and get out the door. And then, let's be honest, you could think of maybe even 11 players that either will be leaving and or should be leaving. We would get out the door if you could, So it's how do the club finance the replacements? I don't know. But hopefully the guys that come in are, a blend of sort of young guys that are probably going to be coming from Belgium, Holland, and, some experience as well. Looking at the team now, we need a left back, a left one-sided centre half, a couple of midfielders, a right winger, and 2 strikers. And then if you take and a left winger, obviously we're not going to be a bit of full seamer. So there's a lot of surgery to be done, but a lot of guys need to go, and a lot of guys will be going. How that's going to look in January, I could see maybe one or two going out the door. Certainly would be taking money for Borna if I got offered it.
Well, I mean, no, it's not going to be big money. Be a few weeks left in his contract, but I get it. Ben Davis is one that intrigued me. I know you're a fan, Southside. I'm not a fan. You
Ben Davis.
Yeah.
Listen, I think Ben Davis is a comfortable football player. I think he reads the game well. I think he's apart from his injury that he's picked up in that. I don't think he's great in the air. I think he improved a bit in the games I've seen him at the start of the season. He gets remembered for the mistake up there last year when him and Suter. That's what people will remember him for. But I think he's a comfortable player. But for some reason he's not made the squads in the last wee while, so there might be something in it. I don't know. But has he made many mistakes, really? You know, MD really pull out many mistakes that I think he's been responsible for. You know,
has he played since Bettis? Don't think he has he?
Davis, he cost one of the goals. He cost one of the goals that night, didn't he? Chested the ball, a second goal. It was someone lost the ball.
He chested it down, he chested it forward and into the middle.
But listen, it wasn't a big disaster. Anybody up to any of the defenders, but see for me, Balogun, Connor Golson, Suter, they're all too slow for me. They're all too slow for me, I've got to say. They get caught all the time. Bigniowski through the middle, and then it happened there with Balogun. Balogun gets sent off the Chamber of Secrets. It's just happening far too often. We're far too slow at the back and we're getting caught out. More so in Europe when you're playing against a better class opposition and all. You get fun out. So you could pick the bones out of anywhere back line, couldn't you, really?
Aye. How many games do you think Ben Davis has played for us Southside?
But since he signed?
Aye,
or this season?
No, it surprised me. He's played 50 games.
Right.
He's only started 4 league games this season, mate.
Aye. He wasn't in the European squad. He wasn't in the European squad.
He started 6 games in Europe.
He played them in the European ties. Aye, he was in there, and then for a certain league games, he brought him back out. Listen, he's comfortable. I thought he was a better option on the left-hand side, if I'm honest. Balogun does a job, but like Stevie said, he can make it up because he gets the big strides and that, but he's too slow, and Golson's the same. Golson doesn't command the air, he doesn't command the box, he's no like John Brown could pick a man up and header the ball, Richard Gough, you know, he's Big Katic was probably the best header of the ball in both boxes that we had, but they weren't happy with him because he couldn't pass the ball, they said. So, but he was dominant in the air. That's what we need to get back to. A centre-back that dominates the box.
That would suggest to me that Ben Davis might be looking for a move, mate. 4 league games he started, mate. We've not heard anything about being in.
No, we haven't. Oh, maybe if somebody comes in and the money's right, you know, but we've got to be mindful and all that. If he's doing that, I think if we're getting any out, we're going to have to try and bring somebody in. Because whether he goes or no, we're still going to be light in there to a point. If anything happened to Balogun or anything like that, then we're struggling, aren't we?
Aye, and I don't think Suter is an ideal blend for him playing the right side of the park, if I'm honest.
Well, he's made mistakes in that position, hasn't he?
Man. Anyway, it'd be interesting to see whether that one pans out, William, eh?
Aye. I think Davis had a good run of games beside Big Golson. Big Golson dropped out and Davis fell to bits, remember? And now, recently, where is he? Where's he went to? I mean, I think we've got too many players that seem to drop out. Maybe they're at an age, or they just don't have a natural fitness. They get an injury and seem to drop out for weeks and weeks and weeks. Tavernier's the absolute opposite. You know, unfortunately, he's getting on in years. But you compare the likes of Lundstrom with Tavernier or Golson with Tavernier. Golson had a big run of games, I know that. It was the season 55, was it? He never missed a game. But they're all getting on, and it seems to be that they get an injury and they're out for weeks and weeks and weeks. I mean, as the guys are saying, we need a bit of somebody a bit younger, more athletic, certainly than Lundstrom in that position. And I think Davis should let him go as well, along with quite a few others. I was looking at Roof's stats. You know, we know, okay, Roof is the best finisher at the club. Because he's missed so many games, he's averaged about 8 goals a year, or 8 goals a season. Because of all the games he's missed.
He's no played again hardly in 2 years, mate. You know, and let's be honest, as much as we like Kemar Roof, his argument would be that the goal he scored in Betis has paid his wages for the 2 year, but we've hardly seen him in 2 years, mate. And as much as we like the boy, you've got to shake hands and move on, mate.
That's it. I mean, we've got to, because as long as we know he's an actual goal scorer, if we'd had him in the Old Firm game, could have been a lot different. We know that, but we've got to let him go. Absolutely. There is an awful lot that need to go. It could be 9, 10, 11.
Could be. Southside, you coming in?
I was thinking Andy Kennedy would have scored that goal at Parkhead.
He would have done, mate.
Billy Urquhart.
You'd have got 3.
Oh.
Bob Malcolm would have scored it.
Listen, it's all right laughing. It's all right laughing when we're talking about these guys. That they're getting big money at Rangers. They've hardly kicked up offers. They're no good to his lying in a bed. They're no good to his lying in a hospital bed or sitting in the stands watching us play football. We need them on the park. They're absolutely no good to us. The money that they're picking up is phenomenal. Kemar Roof, dearie me. Ryan Jack, things like that. What Oxford told you, the 3 that they're behind is nearly £70,000 a week. Put that in one real classy player, and I would be delighted because we've not seen any of the 3.
Correct.
The other one that's got to be assessed, Tom Lawrence now, I know. Because he'll be picking up chunky money. Sorry, Blocks.
That was the one that he mentioned. It was Lawrence, Roof and Jack that Stevie mentioned, yeah.
70,000? If you put the wages together.
You were maybe looking at the catalogue to see what colour of T-shirt you were getting at the time.
There's no khaki ones anyway.
No green and grey.
Oh, listen, mate, if there's money involved, he'll get you one of them if you want it, William.
I don't wear anything green. Nothing. Not a thing.
Green's only nice.
Cover one time, she bought me a nice green polo shirt, dead expensive. It went straight into the charity bag.
You've got to know your audience, Gary, ain't you? You've got to know your audience.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, talking about the squad, I mean, it is a total conundrum. Who's going to stay? Who's going to go? Who would you want to stay? Who would you want to go? With Tom Lawrence, I'm just getting more and more of this feeling that he is going to fall into the Roof category now, and I think he's done. I hope I'm wrong, because he did offer us that wee bit something different in the attacking areas, but it just seems to be non-stop with this guy now. And the medical thing it's the thing that's really hung over the club for the past 2 years. It's really cost us dearly. We have to get this. This has to get sorted out at some point. Whatever the issue is, or it's a combination of issues. But until that happens.
Right, listen, we're moving into the last half hour of the show. The boys have made a bold statement. The polls went against them, which is very unusual, because the 5 years on here tonight have said John Lundstrom, shake hands and move on, but the public have said they would keep him, which is unusual, Southside, isn't it?
Probably could be judging him on the now in his forum, but no, listen, we want to make Rangers better, and John Lundstrom isn't going to make us better. You know, I know in my eyes, especially when we're looking for a team fast flowing football, one touch football. That's what I want to try and see his day and play.
Have we stumbled on somebody that could play that position?
Listen, he does all right in there, but sometimes when you're looking for him to play that split and pass, or sometimes his passes a wee bit been off and that, if he wants somebody that'll get about the park, go and win the ball and maybe pass it on to somebody that'll do a job. But I don't think long term Clement will keep him in the midfield box. I don't see him getting that position going forward in Clement's team. Maybe to the end of this season, but he might use him in there if he's not to give him game time and maybe develop him to a point. But I don't think long term he'll be in there. And that's just my opinion.
I get it, mate. Well, come and join us, 0141 356 1972. Give us your thoughts. Listen, see, since Big Clement come in and we talk about value in the squad, is the value in the squad went up? With Sterling, with Butland, with McCausland, as you put value into the squad, if that makes sense, Smith?
It has. Unfortunately, I think, you know, the value's been into Seaman. He's not a player, but he has put value into the squad. And another one you've no mentioned, there's come on to a game a wee bit. The last couple of games he showed flashes as the young left back Yilmaz. He looked like he was good at the club and all, but I'm still not convinced because of his physical size, right? But apart from that, you put that aside, his displays in the last couple of games have been really, really good. And, you know, even if he's going to leave the club, I'm glad he's getting this run of games, because at least maybe if he does leave, we'll recoup what we've paid for him. That's what I'm hoping anyway. But hopefully he goes on to be a great left back for Rangers, but I just don't see it with his physicality, you know. But I certainly that, you know, Rangers have improved greatly under Big Phil. You know, he's had one defeat since he's come in, and that augurs well for the future. Not just in terms of trophies, but obviously in terms of the value of the players that's in the squad. Absolutely.
Gary?
I would say with those guys mentioned, absolutely. I mean, yeah, as kind of like the squad is in a real state of flux at the moment over the next two windows. Yeah, as you said, there will be a lot of changes, and as I said before, I think it is an opportunity for some of the younger guys, maybe like your Aaron Lyles and Bailey Rice and stuff, to maybe go, there's a window of opportunity here for me. Once new guys come in, that window might close again. So hopefully one or two more can step up for the youth team as well, because, you know, we can see there's great things happening, and as a youth player, you'd want to be part of that. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting couple of windows to see how it all kind of changes and pans out.
Southside, then Stevie.
There's a few boys. I mean, Bailey Rice does show potential in that, but the times that we've watched him, he has to work a lot harder. Gary, you know, he has to go and hunt the ball down and that, and do a bit more. And I think you heard Clement allude to that he has to see his work rate off the ball. But he's young, and I dare say if he's wanting to get in the team, which he will want to do, and go and see what Ross McCausland's doing at the moment, then he'll certainly learn that, and he'll certainly go out and work. Aaron Lyle's another one. Wee fullback, Harkness is pretty good as well. And obviously Lovelace was the one that's went out injured, who might come back in January and maybe he's another option. If he can keep part of the plans, and maybe if he's fit enough to go away in the training. We don't know how bad it was, but he said around about January. So there is one or two there. Archie Stevens is another one, Gary. He's a busy wee player. He's no physically as big or strong. Lovelace is a big one in the up front, no physical and that, but he's another clever player and good. So, like I say, Ross has come in and got his chance, and if any of them can show anything at training with the first team, if they can make the step up in time and get the chances, hopefully they'll take them and go in and develop, and it could save us some money in the transfer market. They'll no solve the problem, because Lovelace is the most physical at them all, and also they've got a good goalkeeper, the boy Munn, big, tall, athletic boy. So there's a lot of players. There's one or two I have missed out, but there's a lot there that hopefully Phil Clement will have a look at. But I think we'll have to go into the transfer market. But hopefully in time these boys will get a chance. They have to, because some of them are at the age of 20 now, need to try and get them in, see if they're any good or not.
Aye. It's going to be interesting, but a bit more value in the squad. These three players, particularly in Ridvan, if he starts playing consistently, because he's got pedigree, will be interesting to see how it pans out with him going forward, because he looked as somebody who was just going to disappear at the club, Stevie, but he's come in and played. I think that's the first time he's played 4 games in a trot, and so we'll see where it takes us with him, if he's still going to be with us in January, because you never know, do you, big man?
No, the player that nobody's mentioned, that I'm surprised if nobody comes in and gives us real good money for him, is Jack Butland. A good goalkeeper's hard to find, and let's be honest, I mean, look at the England keeper, the new, what'd you call him? Everton, is it Everton? What'd you call him, the England goalie?
Pickford.
I think Big Butland's just as everybody good, if no better, than Pickford. And I just don't know how some English club down there has to come in and went for Jack Butland, to be honest. But as far as putting as the value of players went up, Ross McCausland for me is a real one, at the fact that he's got European, he's got Europa League experience, and he's done all right. He's a Northern Ireland international. And yourself, Northern Ireland internationals of Man United, they've done really well over the years, So I'm surprised that Butland's a one for me that he'll be hard to keep. I think somebody's going to come in for him at some point. And if Ross McCausland keeps going the way he's gone, the Teddy Bears will make a few quid on the wee man. But we want to keep him for a while,
Aye, I'm not saying I want to get rid of any of them. I'm just saying we've got assets that we didn't have. It'll be interesting to see how he gets rid of, the ones that people, the forward players that we thought that were going to be potential for us. Danilo, who's been unlucky, if we're being honest, 2 bad injuries, through no fault of his own. Dessers has shown up sometimes to have a lack of quality. He's done some decent things. He's passed at the weekend, yesterday, and he's going better, but then we've seen the downside. He's Kim, and you'll have to go back to Saturday. And then we've had Lammers, who started really well in pre-season, and then as soon as the season started, didn't like the noise at the crowd, I don't think so.
Well, he's dropped out the pecking order the last few weeks, and he's sat on the bench. I'm sure Michael Beale, if he wants to come up and ask Phil for 1 or 2 of them, I'm sure it'll not be hard to deal with. I'm sure he knows the price we'll want for them, and we'll send them to Sunderland, But listen, it's like any manager that signs players, when they leave the club and they go elsewhere, they never take them with them. Nobody seems to take players with them when they leave. So, no, well, I dare say they'll have to improve. Probably, who do you think's the most improved player under them in the Ox?
Our club.
Aye.
And what I've seen so far, the guy's just come in and he's really, I thought he was the best man in the park with both teams was Dijon Sterling. I didn't know he had that in him. And that turn of pace he's shown in his midfield, I'd never seen that any time he played at fullback. So whether he wasn't up to fitness, or we just never seen it. So I would say since the start of the season, and since Big Phil came in, Dijon Sterling. Gary?
Yeah, I couldn't disagree with that. He's the guy who was in the outskirts and come in for the cold, and he's just absolutely, he's another guy who's a shining example to the rest of the squad, that if you take your opportunity, there's a regular space there for you. And he's just got a lot of assets that you need, especially up in Scottish football, with that kind of physicality and that kind of, he's got that wee kind of trick and turn of pace as well. So, Sterling's been superb, and it will be interesting as Southside said if he's next season going forward, if he stays there or whether he's kind of moved back into more a kind of full-back role. But Sterling's been a revelation, an absolute revelation.
What were you thinking, Southside?
The fact he's come in and done what he's done, Lundstrom's picked up for him. I was trying to think through players, just wondering how the poll was so high. I suppose he's probably made him pick up for him, but it'll be interesting to see when Raskin comes into the team, where John Lundstrom goes then, if he decides to keep Sterling in there beside him. And also the other one we've sort of forgot about a wee bit, Cifuentes, to see what he's going to bring to the party as he go in his locker. Is he going to see after the winter break comes if he's going to feature more ops or no?
If everybody was fit, and we'll take this to William, and you were picking the midfield this now, would Cifuentes get in before Sterling?
No. Sterling's definitely the best player at the moment, I think. I think he's been really good in the midfield.
Listen, I never seen it coming.
No. See, in the youth development, you know what they do, Docs, in the youth development games, they usually play 30 minutes. They used to. And what they did was they played 10 minutes and then they moved the players round. So the right back will go to a central defender. The left back will move up into midfield. Everybody moves round one, apart from the goalkeeper. And that's what they do. And this is how they work out. A player might think he's an ideal right back, but then you see, you put a boy for the right back or whatever into the midfield, and he's much better in the midfield. So this is something the clubs are doing, and that's what you get.
Scouting, and first of all, you've got to get in the team, and then you grab your place where you can, but I just never seen it coming with the boy. It's just been, I don't know if it's been a fluke, Stevie, or something. It's always been in the boy's locker.
Listen, the big man's been great. He's got some burst of pace, as you mentioned, and he's got stamina. He doesn't. It's there the full game, innit? And we've stumbled across it. I don't think anybody's seen it coming, but I think we've found a place for a boy. I really do. I can't remember who. It happened with us once before. Was it the 55 season? Was a Rangers player? It was his position, and we stumbled across it, and he was brilliant. Can't mind who it was, just when you were mentioning that, but no, back to you, John. It was Bassey, wasn't it?
A few weeks ago, mate, I was on the show, I said Sterling, that's who he reminds me of as Big Bassey. I think this could be another Big Bassey, a guy who was totally in the outskirts and came in and was an absolute superstar. And I've seen parallels with Sterling, and these things can happen through circumstance, but as I say, the boy's making absolutely the most of his opportunities, so long may it continue, mate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I see Bassey. Good reviews, playing for Fulham, one of the most consistent players now. But anyway, he could be the next Bassey, but he looks as if he's got something about him. I don't know what it is, but he's got something about him. Stevie?
100%. I would keep him there. I don't. It's his shirt the roof for me. If you're asking me, I would have him in there. I mean, Raskin's got to come back. He's got to find his feet. So could it be Sterling, Raskin, and Cantwell? Could that be your midfield?
Well, there's more legs in there, Southside. That's what you've been credited for.
I think he can even fling. I mean, as much as he didn't have a great game the other day, but Kieran Dowell and all will be fighting for a place in there. And I think he's mobile legs. He played a great pass through there yesterday, right into Dessers, wasn't it, in the box. He's got good vision. He runs about the park. He just needs to get a run of games and stay fit. So I think he's maybe even because Seema's going away, he might tend to maybe move him up one, maybe slightly up in the left, being left-footed and that. But Matondo back will be wanting to fight for that position and all, probably when Seema's away. So you can see we've got options. And Raskin goes to the training camp and that, he'll come back ready to go, I think. I don't think it should be a problem. So I think when they all come back, and they've all been assessed, and Clement's not going to fling them in if he doesn't want them breaking down long term. So if they've got enough in them, he'll use them the way he wants to use them all. But I just think maybe then Lundstrom might become a casualty because you've got a lot of players in there fighting and you want to move the ball quick and get up the park. And Raskin's probably maybe a goal threat in time, I think, even in the short time he's been with us, than Lundstrom is in the last wee while. So, aye, but it's good to have competition, and that's what we're crying out for, all fighting for a place. Drives the team on, get goals and win this league, man. Let's get stuck right into it.
Big Phil knows what's required, doesn't he? Big Phil. You know, I don't know why we've took to this guy quite quickly. He's so straight, shoots for the hip. He's just trying to drive the team on. He's not changed things dramatically, but there's just a mindset of a difference. Gary?
Absolutely, mate. I think, I know we've been kind of talking about the players, but the prize asset at the club is the manager. If there's going to be sniffing about for doing in England, it's going to be for the manager, first and foremost, before any of the players, because he's just got it. You could just tell for the minute he walked in the door, the guy's just got it in spades. So yeah, I never want him to leave. To be honest, he's just the reassurance he gives you. I love watching his press conferences. He stands up for the club, but there's moments of humour and stuff. I just can't say enough good things about the man.
I'll put Ox.
Yes, mate.
What size do you think Big Phil Club is? The Dream Team Wednesday t-shirt. I'll put him down here. I've got Todd Cantwell. He's a good boy, and Big Club. What size do you think he is?
I think with Phil, you would have to go for an XL. He's lean, but he's quite tall, Stevie.
He's good. Good there, right? I better
he's got big shooters. He's got big shooters, mate.
2XL.
Oh, aye. Right. Okay, that's me sorted. And each one will come with a coat hanger, by the way.
Oh, a wooden coat hanger. I know Southside only has wooden coat hangers.
Mahogany.
Well, each coat hangers are friendly free.
And a golden hook.
Oh, superb. You're off for charity. Well, it's been a good wee show tonight, eh? Yes.
Aye, great.
Brilliant.
We'll get William bailed out, get him. We'll need to come and get him at one of that host boat near your house, Steve, Southside.
What?
I missed that. I missed his last bit, William.
So did I. But, can I ask, folks, are any of the guys going to the night out on Friday? There's a night out in the city with Scott Arfield and Defoe. And I think Big Boys, he's doing the Master of Ceremonies thing. Anybody going to that? I'm going to it. The boy and I are going to it.
That's another reason not to go.
What? I'll be right into Big Boy to ask him what he thinks about the Old Firm game. I'll be right into him.
Big Boy.
Can I just say?
Yes, mate.
Can I just say, our tune there at half time, Mr. Regan Lindsay was singing there at half time on our show. I was with the man on New Year's Day, and I'd like to thank him for all the work he does for all the Rangers charities. Absolutely fantastic.
Good man.
Here.
William, I hope you have a great night on Friday. That looks as if it could be a good game, yeah?
Aye, that'll be good, aye. Arfield, Defoe and Big Boy, be great.
Aye.
Been to these before, it's great, and amongst all the Rangers, man, it's absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant.
Have
a good night. Last word for yourself, William, then we'll go to Gary.
Any free tickets, John?
Thanks for taking my call.
You couldn't ridden his neck with a blowtorch Southside, could you?
I know, shouting for free tickets. Stevie, if we just put a suit on, shirt and tie, I'm sure we'll get in anyway, regardless of a ticket.
They're only 90 quid each.
And if that doesn't work, put a couple of high vis in, you get in anywhere, wouldn't you?
It's it. Plan B.
I'll wear a Dream Team t-shirt on the Rangers Radio. Surely we're celebrities. Surely we've got in the back door somewhere. £90.
Aye. You get a
Usually
million
flung out the back door, you mean?
Gary.
That's my jail's membership's £90.
Aye. You get a fancy meal, you know.
Aye,
Well,
brilliant,
they're
brilliant
None
show
of
again, guys.
cheeseburgers or curry pies, none of that.
Right, William. Shush. Right, on you go, Gary.
Aye, brilliant show again tonight. Some great talking points in its size. The next couple of weeks is going to be really interesting to see the kind of comings and goings. But aye, it's all here for us this season, and it's about time we start getting back to regular winning ways. No a trophy here or there. Back to doing the we need to do the clean sweep again. So. Well, this is as good an opportunity as we've had in a long time to do it. So, Stevie says, just get stuck right into it next season. Next year, I mean.
Yep. Big Stevie.
Very good show, yes. Good callers, good points, brilliant. Everett is looking up. 1 defeat since Big Phil's come in. Rangers Radio's done the business again, and we've got our own clothing range come out tonight, live. Everett is on the upbox, and thanks for having us. Absolutely fantastic.
I've been asked with some of the boys, see with the socks, can you put L&R on them for them? Right, south side.
Aye, no. No, sir, great to be on tonight, mate. It was good to hear Gary on and William. It was good to laugh as always. Always passionate talking about the Rangers. Looking forward to when we get back for La Manga and it kicks off. Looking forward to seeing the Rangers again. Getting tricky for Dumbarton, 771 tickets, so we're having to do hospitality by the looks of it. To get into that one, you know, so. You need to do what you need to do. You go and see the famous Glasgow Rangers. So looking forward to that when the season kicks back off, mate. So thanks for having us on. Thoroughly enjoyed it and great to do the show on a Wednesday with my good friend Stevie.
Yeah. Good to have you on. Good to have William on. Good to have Smurf on. Good to have Gary on. Thanks to your good self, Southside, and Big Stevie for doing the show. Always a good laugh.
Can I say one?
Yes, of course, mate.
Can I say one? Just regarding the poll tonight, you know, it only takes 2 idiots to outvote a genius, so the 5 of us are right and all the punters are wrong, okay?
Here.
That's what I was thinking. You were all saying your point of view, mate.
Should they be getting battered then, aye?
Aye, you did, aye. It wasn't even a Brexit, mate. You know?
Yeah, I know. Well, time will tell. Time will tell.
Aye, time will tell. Listen, there's only one man's decision counts at the moment. That for me is Phil Clement, yeah?
Correct.
Here.
Yep. If he wants to hear my new deal with some boys in his court. Listen, thanks to Stevie and Southside for doing the show, the 3 boys that called in, Gary, William, and of course Smurf. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue, yes, thanks to Fox and Old School Blue, who without them there's no show. They keep the Rangers Radio going. Thanks to everybody for listening. Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.